Hi, Kim here today, and we're going to be talking about the right way to give tough feedback to people. And you have to know how to do this. If you're watching a video like this, you already know whether you're in a Fortune 500 company or a small company or you're a parent at home, you're trying to get people to do something different. You're trying to get rid of a bad habit. You're trying to get rid of something that's costing you time or money or culture issues, whatever it is. This is super important you get it right. And most people get this wrong for two reasons. Either they're too aggressive or they're too passive. The problem with being too aggressive with giving constructive criticism is it shuts people down. They just zone out, they sit there and they go, oh, and they transport themselves back to when they were children. And it's a bad thing. The message doesn't get through. They just feel they were whipped and beaten. It's not good. The second thing is you can be too passive. People never know where they stand with you. And they think they're doing okay and they're testing you, and because you don't give them any constructive feedback, things just get worse and worse and worse. But we're going to fix all that with a really simple method that we're calling the sandwich method. Super simple to understand, because what we're doing is you're sandwiching the constructive criticism with two positive pieces of information, like a sandwich. You're going to start with something positive, then you're going to do the constructive criticism, and then you are going to do something positive again at the end. And it has a huge impact if you do it this way. Having said that, I'm going to go through, do a little deeper dive, because there's some tips here that make a big difference if you want this to work. Number one, you need to make sure that you're constantly, as a manager or as a parent, giving constant positive feedback day in and day out. Why? Because if you're not, you're training your people or your kids so that anytime you say something positive, they're like, here it comes. He's going to nail me with something bad, or she's going to nail me with something bad. You don't want that. So that's the first tip. Second thing is, you don't want this to be a big talk. You don't want to frame it like that. You don't want to say, hey, I want to talk to you about something at 2 o'clock, or when you're finished with that, because then A, you're going to bring their productivity down, and B, why do you want them thinking about something negative like that? So you want to weave this into really casual conversation. Hey, super happy with what you're doing here. I noticed this, and make it very specific. I noticed something very positive, and again, genuine positive stuff. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is not by having on your top slice of bread something genuinely, authentically positive. Same with the bottom, right? Otherwise it's like, oh, he's saying something positive, he's about to hit me with something negative. Of course you don't want that. Another thing you really got to be careful with is that you don't forget to tell them why you're giving them this constructive feedback. What's the reason for it? What's happening? How is it causing problems for someone else? Or how might it be causing their sales to go down, or causing them stress, or someone else stress in the organization or in the family? How is it impacting things, right? Be sure you do that. Another big tip is when you're sharing this feedback, this constructive criticism, include a story, make it personal. Say how it happened to you, or it happened to something else. It's not a big deal, or maybe it is a big deal. Be really clear with them why you're doing it. Okay, and the challenge for this week is pretty straightforward. I'm sure you've got some tough feedback that you've been putting off giving to somebody. Think about what that is. Take the time to figure out what the top and the bottom layer of that sandwich is going to be. Come up with something genuinely, authentically positive, something that you can really get behind. And when they hear it, they'll go, wow, yeah, I'm glad you noticed. And then tie in that middle meaty part, or that constructive criticism, frame it with a story. And please let us know how it went in the comments. If you've got any other questions, let us know. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.